80% of the names I've written down will be in Superior Court by the time they're 21. Because when somebody's always taking up for them about everything instead of letting them deal with the consequences, they will have difficulty as adults. And that, I'm not saying parents shouldn't stand up for their children. They should, but there's a time and a place. And, you know, they always talk about we need to teach values in school. It's not very hard. If you cheat, you get a 0. You don't get to make that up, all right? You get the grade that you earned. I always wanted to be a lawyer. I'm one of these few people that when I was young, that's what I wanted to do. I just wanted to be a lawyer. Didn't know you got to work. I just thought you get to wear a suit, walk around. And I got lucky. I practiced law in Moultrie for a couple of years, and my wife was from Chattanooga, sort of went closer to her home. And so we came up here. The late Mr. A.R. Barksdale hired me. I worked for him for a while. And then I became the public defender because I wanted to try cases. And then there were some different folks talking about running for judge, and I'm thinking, I don't want to be in front of them if they're going to be the judge. I don't know if their wood has seasoned enough. They were younger than I was. So I decided, well, why not? And I got some friends of mine talked me into running. I'm glad they did. So that was in 1998. I got elected unopposed. So I started in 99. I've been fortunate. In May, I get elected to my 5th term. People really don't want to come to court. And yet, so I'm not in the happiness business. That's sort of my quote. That comes from within. But I hope my job is try to solve problems for them best I can. Sometimes if it's criminal, they may be going to prison. They may get probation. If it's a divorce, we may try to figure out what's going to work for their family situation, who gets the children, who gets the house, how we're going to pay for all this. And then when people have accidents and they have lawsuits about that, to try to give everybody a fair shake. You know, you just got to enjoy life. Not be ugly, not be mad all the time, and I think that sort of comes from it. You know, you try to look for the good, you look for the fun in things, and you just sort of, that means I think people can poke fun at me, and so I sort of can poke fun back. And you know, the chamber's going to quit asking me to do this at some point in time because I sort of tease with the folks that come there, with the folks that are there. I just sort of, you know, I don't know where it comes from. Sometimes I probably say things that are inappropriate. Well, I know I do. But, you know, I've always had a good sense of humor. If they do a case from beginning to end, it gives people real appreciation for what court is like. Now, Judge Judy, Judge Joe Brown, some of the other, the late Judge Wapner, some of those may not give everybody a divorce court where they see 10 minutes of them, see the judge just screaming at everybody. That's probably not a true reflection. But if they get to see an entire trial, yeah, they do. What that has done is that's created an industry for all these folks that, I don't know what kind of lawyers they were, but they get to give comments about what everybody else is doing. To some extent, yeah, it's been positive, but to some extent, no. Everybody needs to take themselves just a slightly less seriously, but have good manners. I know it sounds crazy, but good manners is why I have a lot of court, or the lack of them. It's because people can't say, excuse me, do you mind if I step in front? Or, I'm sorry, I didn't know, were you in line? You know, whether it's in line to get a hamburger, people get mad, or people cut each other off on the highway, or anything like that. People can't say, look, you're right, I made the mistake, I apologize. I'm not saying my bad, but just that kind of thing. And also, there are always consequences for one's conduct. And with the internet, with Facebook, and with everybody wanting to share selfies, everybody wants to take a picture of themselves, somebody's going to send some information to somebody about the activity. Now, people shouldn't go around living their life in fear of doing something wrong, but they should take a deep breath and think, where do they want to be a year from now, 2 years from now, 5 years? Some people don't see a future, so they think just right now. I need to do it now. But if they can just sort of visualize where they want to be in a few years, they may pause just a little bit before they take that step and do something they shouldn't do. Education is the most important thing. Getting up every day and going to work, going to school.